while mapping out the map during the 1904 and 1907s, the Franco-Chimist Treaty and the map produced by these treaties or the commissions placed sites such as Preah Vihear temples, Moan Thom, Moan Thom, and Krabey temples within Cambodian territory.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we have a very interesting guest from Cambodia, Thong Mengdavid. He's a lecturer at the Institute for International Studies and Public Policy at the Royal University of Phnom Penh in Cambodia. He's also the Deputy Director of China ASEAN Study Center, author of numerous academic articles and books focusing on geopolitics and international security. Thong, thanks for being with us.
Thank Mika for having me today.
So we're following up on news, all types of events, and there seems to be a lot of focus on the Ukraine-Russia conflict, on the US-Iran-Israel conflict, their interstate conflicts, as was Armenia-Azerbaijan. But there's also another interstate conflict that many people don't seem to be talking about right now, at least. That's Thailand and Cambodia. You guys have a dispute as well. We'd like to know, what's the status on this? Give us a very brief context on this dispute, and what's the status of the conflict as of today?
So again, thank you, Mikhail, for having me today, and thank you for the question. So for the Cambodia-Thailand border dispute, so the root cause of the problem is from the colonial history. The main issue is that Cambodia and Thailand share around 800 kilometers border together, yet this border never fully mapped it out on the ground. So the trouble go back to the Franco-Siamese Treaty of 1904 and 1907, which during that time, France represents Cambodia and Siam, which is today Thailand, agreed to use the natural watershed line of the Dong Lake Mountains as the border. So Dong Lake Mountain is located at the border at the northern part of Cambodia, which border with Thailand. And the bilateral dispute is long-standing and unresolved. So while mapping out the map during the 1904 and 1907s, the Franco-Chimist Treaty and the map produced by these treaties or the commissions placed sites such as Preah Vihear temples, Moan Thom, Moan Thom, and Krabey temples within Cambodian territories. So the border, yes, within Cambodian territories, because during that time we do not have technology or radar system to map out the demarcation. So we just use like watersheds during that time, and those watersheds and the temple run through the Dong Lake Mountains are within Cambodian territory. So in respect is that those temples are within Cambodian territory based on the Franco-Siamese Treaty in 1904 and 1907.
Okay, so they were placed inside Cambodian territory. Just delimitation is a problem then, right? Because has the border between Thailand and Cambodia been officially delimitated? Have they come to an agreement, or was it partially some segments of the border?
So major parts of the border has been demarcated, but the problem is around this temple, because this temple are not located in one place, but rather in scattered around like many provinces near the border between Cambodia and Thailand. So demarcations during for this temple are very like problematic, and that's the cause of the tension between the two countries, because both Cambodia and Thailand claim those temples as part of theirs.
Okay. And I remember last year, I was following the incidents last year because there was a flare-up. There was an eruption in the cross-border conflict there. I remember it was a Thai general. I think it was a commander of the Second Army. Was it Busin Padklang? I have him here. He, quote unquote, threatened to capture Phnom Penh within 3 days. This was, I think, the first half of 2025. So tensions were running really high. I mean, I'm not sure he actually intended to do something like that, because that would be the decision to do something like that would run a lot higher than him. But why did fighting break out in 2025? Was it a specific incident, or was it internal politics, a development of the previous years?
From Phnom Penh perspectives, the recent rounds of fightings are fundamentally driven by Thai domestic politics instabilities that spill over the border. So as you can see that from time to time, Thai's politics and also the military leader always use the border issue to gather support, and they always politicize the border in order to gain something back from the Thai people or support from the Thai people. So the root cause of this, the recent conflict is due to the political instability and also the theoretical tensions between Thai's political parties. For during that time, uh, the suspension of Thai Prime Minister Thong Srinivasras create a power vacuum in Bangkok.
Okay.
So Thai nationalist group and military elements capitalize on this by projecting strengths along the border. So they are politicizing the border in order to try to gain the support from the Thai ultra nationalists. Yes.
And now, the military sector or military sectors in Thailand, do they have an influence? Do they have a strong influence on government decisions?
So to add up to this question, I would like to inform that if you want to understand about Thai politics, you have to remember three key elements or key players in Thai politics. First of all, is the monarchy, which have the absolute power over everything. Second, the military, whose are the backbones of the Thai royalties. So they always listen to the kings. Whatever the king's commands, they will do. And the third one is the civilian government, which is elected by the Thai people. But however, if you already know that Thai people, they pay very big, huge respect to the Thai king. So more or less, they trying to play around the so-called like political games within Thai domestic politics. The three factors are the key elements of the Thai politics.
And now in Cambodia's internal politics, for example, Cambodia has a king as well, but
Yes.
it's a different system there. Is the
Yes.
system in Cambodia, is it not similar to the king, the military and civilian government? How is it in Cambodia?
Technically speaking, both Thailand and Cambodia is under the constitutional monarchy, which is the king does not hold any political power, but a symbolic of the state. He is the head of state, but hold no power. Compared to Thailand, Cambodia has been through a lot of like war, colonizations, and recently the Khmer Rouge. So the foundation of Cambodian political system or Cambodian identity has been like scattered or fragmented. So after 1979, we start to rebuilding our country. So everything has to be like built up from scratch, and the power and the symbolics of the king has been like gradually. Uh,
Eroded, like it's kind of eroded compared to
yes.
Thailand, and yeah. And for example, these border disputes, the temples, for example. Let's speak about the border dispute. So, why is it important due to history, due to cultural identity, or is it territory that matters here? What would you say for, Cambodians, the average Cambodian?
So for us, a temple like Preah Vihear, Prasat Tamons, and Takobay Temple are not just a piece of land or a piece of temple. They are scattered religious sites that reflects Cambodian national identity, history, and religions. So for Cambodian people, these temples are built by our ancestors during the 9th and 15th century. So it's around like over 1,000 years ago. So
Yeah.
it reflects the proof of our rich civilization and one of the powerful empire in Southeast Asia. But due to internal conflicts and the increasing power, emerging power of a neighboring country, we start losing our lands and losing our territories. And so protecting this heritage sites is a matter of profound national survival, pride, and identity. Yes.
Now for the Thai side, does Thailand view these as well as cultural identity, or are they more interested in it because of the territory?
Okay, so for this point, we have to go back around like 300 or 400 years ago when Cambodia is in between political game between Thailand and Vietnam. And Thailand during that time is not called Thailand, but Siam.
Yeah.
Siam. Yes. Yes. So Cambodia is in between these two powerful neighbors. So whenever we have an internal problem, we always try. The Cambodian king during the time will try to ask the help from the other to against one another. So if we having a lot of like problems with Thailand, we're gonna ask like Vietnamese king to send aid to us, and that we have to play around trying to not letting them take over our territory. But before the French colonies, a part of the northwestern part of Cambodia was under Thai rule, like Battambang, Siem Reap, Preah Vihear. There's those areas which has a lot of temple during that time. So during that time, Thai always claim that those territory are under their sovereignty. So they, when French come to colonize Cambodia, Thai king said that they lost territory to Cambodia because of the French protectorates. So when the French come, they take back those land from the Thai to Cambodia.
Okay. And
Mm.
that's interesting. That's an interesting point. So, as of today, for example, does Cambodia have any, what international backing does Cambodia have? Not in an institutional sense, but as state actors. Is there any state, any government that says, I'm totally defending the Cambodian position on this? China, Vietnam, Laos, or Russia, or I don't know, Philippines. What international backing does Cambodia have as, as a good ally in this sense?
For Cambodia, based on our constitution, we are not obliged to align with any particular superpower. It means that we are a neutral state. We are a neutral state similar to the Switzerland. We do not
Mhm.
take side to any power. But since the conflicts broke out, many countries such as like ASEAN country, China, the US, and other some EU country, they express and support the peaceful settlements between the two countries. And for example, right now in ASEAN, we have the mechanisms, the so-called like AOT, ASEAN Observer Team, which both countries, along with the ASEAN's defense attaches, go to visit the sites and do the report to their respective countries so that they can have a ground-based evidence on what's happening on the ground. For example, when Thailand bombed Cambodia, so we will take the AOT to go to the bombing sites to check out. And secondly, both the US and China also played a crucial role in supporting the peacefire deal and also the release of the Cambodian soldier during that time. Yes. So we can say that other major power also help us to facilitate the peaceful or the ceasefire deal between our two countries.
And how are relations right now with China, between Cambodia and China? Are they mainly based on, are they politically aligned, or are they mainly economically trade, for example, economically aligned or through trade?
So as you already know that China is the biggest investor and provide biggest donor to provide assistance to Cambodia throughout the last decade for like over 10 years. So we know that our relation with China is not start in modern era, but also date back to around like 800 years ago when Chinese
Mhm.
we exchange our like ambassador, something like that. So I would not go that far, but recently, as you can see that Cambodia and with the assistance from China, we have developed a lot of like infrastructure like new expressway, hydro power plants, and also a lot of investment and technology from China investor. So you can see that we Cambodia still need a lot of like thing that we need to depend on China, and also we welcome all other development partners such as EU, Japan, and South Korea as well. We are not heavily or solely depend on China, but we welcome all development partners that would like to have Cambodia growth and develop.
Yeah, yeah. I mentioned China because every Armenia is also a small country where I live, and every country has a small, a big power, potential power that it lives nearby. In Latin America, that's the U.S. For the post-Soviet states, that's Russia, where it's a huge market. For China, for example, Southeast Asian or Asian countries, that's China, a huge potential powerhouse, with a big market capability. And so, yeah, that's why I asked that question. It's always interesting. And for the people on the ground that live on the border of these
Mm.
areas that saw fighting last year, how does it affect the life of ordinary farmers? Or because I know that it's very rural as well there. How are their lives affected by this? Are they affected right now that fighting is stopped? What do people say on the ground there?
Uh, as you already know that we cannot stop war by using war, and when there is war, there always be the suffer, and the most suffer one are the people between the two countries that are living along the borders. For Cambodia, so far there are a mass displacement that we relocate our people from the border toward the safety place that around 14,000 civilians
They were
flee into.
relocated. 14,000
Yes, yes.
people.
Yes, as for now, and there's over 1,200 school has been closed, so it affect the education of the kids and also as well.
Sorry, as of right now, 14,000 people are still relocated.
Yes, yes, they are not. They cannot go back to their hometown because at one part it has been occupied illegally by the Thai soldier.
Uh-huh.
Their village has been occupied by the Thai soldier during the second class,
So you have
so they
villages
cannot go back.
inside Cambodia under Thai military control then, basically,
Yes, yes. It's
occupied
mean
under.
that the whole village has been evacuated. So what they are control is just the building and the territory, but the people they are moving out from this area and move to a safer area.
Yeah, yeah, that's something that not many people talk about, and I mean, it's worth noting as well. So thousands of schools have been closed as well. How do
Yeah.
those people live? What do they live off of? Is it the government? Is it international aid organizations that help them?
Yes, first of all, the Cambodian government has been working so hard to facilitate their and promote the living standard. So far, the government has set up a permanent village for them which they can live it temporarily live over there. The government build the house, build the infrastructure over there for the village to live. And secondly, there's a lot of development partner like China, US, Japan, and South Korea, and other international institutions like UN, UNICEF, and UNDP. They come, they do the survey, and then they provide some aids to the people living in this village that are prepared by the government for the temporary shelters for the displaced people.
Yeah, the shelters then is it? I assume it's not just tents. It's probably the
No, no,
structure is
yeah,
a bit more sturdier, I believe, right?
yeah.
As
It's like
opposed
a
to.
village, a whole village with a house, with the line, with the garden, with a plot of land, so they can use their own crops, something like that.
Yeah,
Self-sustainable. Yes. Yeah.
yeah. Now, I mean, there's a stereotype. I mean, not necessarily stereotype, but that China can build structures in very short amount of time. Did has China built any of these villages in a very short amount of time? Because that we see videos of
Uh,
this. We see China's capability that the companies are able to build these things. Did they
yes.
contribute to any of these?
So actually, most of the infrastructures, the majority of the infrastructure are built it domestically. It means that so, for one hand supported by the government for land, for the infrastructure development, for the master plan of the village of the shelter, and the other hand financially supported by local company, big company in Cambodia. It is
Okay.
domestic company. They provide food, they provide medicine, they provide tents, provide money to sustain those village. So mostly come from the Cambodian people.
Local companies, then that's at least a good way to
Yeah.
boost the economy in that sense. People kind of help each other out. We're kind of running out of time here, and I wanted to ask the last question. What's the most realistic way, if we're looking at all of this right now, what's the most realistic way to ease tensions, if not resolve this border dispute between the two countries?
So the way forward to normalize the relation between Cambodia and Thailand is first of all, both countries need to build a long term agreement, for example, the binding international arbitrations. So Cambodia previously has used the ICJ verdicts that ruled in Cambodia's favor regarding the Preah Vihear and the surrounding area in 1962 and in 2013. So by utilizing these international courts to legally map the remaining undemarcated zones remain the ultimate ways to permanently settle the dispute and the border between Cambodia and Thailand. Secondly, both countries need to demilitarize the zones. So they need to pull back heavy equipment, soldiers, and start like a bilateral meeting. For Cambodia and Thailand, we do have our own bilateral mechanism, border mechanism, such as a joint border committee, JBC, general border committees, and also the regional border committee, which the regional military commander meet with each other. So these are the way that both countries can build trust and transparency with each other. And also we have to also rely on the third party and regional mediation, for example, like ASEAN and also the US and China that have been like evolving a lot of like talk and between the two party, I mean both Cambodia and Thailand, they're trying to find a common way that which both China and US can help Cambodia normalize the Cambodia-Thailand relations.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very interesting discussion here, and it's actually really good that we got this topic out because it's another interstate conflict that is actually still unresolved. So to everyone, thank you for watching. We're with Thong Mengdavid out of Cambodia. He's a lecturer at the Institute for International Studies and Public Policy at the Royal University of Phnom Penh in Cambodia. He's also the deputy director of at the China ASEAN Studies Center, the author of numerous articles and books on geopolitics, international security. We're more than grateful to have him. If you guys have anyone in the audience, you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment in there. Thong, thanks again for being with us.
Thank you, Mikhail, for having me for this podcast.